Let us start our first chapter, Computer Organization Introduction, Part 1. What is computer organization? Integrated circuits are the basic building blocks of digital computers. We all are dealing with digital computers in our daily life. It may be a mobile phone, tablet, laptop, PC, desktop, any systems. In the previous years, system means it is fully filled in an entire room. But nowadays, it can be keep it with our pocket itself. That much the technology is sophisticated, and also integrated circuits or ICs are familiar with all these techniques. Operation of ICs are controlled by using logic gates, so that digital systems are constructed by using logic gates. So what is this? What is the logic gate? Mainly AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, XOR gate, NAND gate, NOR gate and XNOR gates are coming under the category logic gates. Logic gates performs a logical operation on one or more inputs, and it will produce a single output. If we need a proper output, obviously we need to give some input. Then, according to the input, logic gates will give you a proper single output without any error. Next point is about combinational circuits. These are the circuits in which we combine different logic gates in the IC to perform a particular task. Its examples or its applications are like computer working, calculator, and digital communication, etc. Mainly considering as decision-making circuits. By using the inputs of these combinational circuit or these ICs or logic gates, we can get a proper output. Combinational circuit does not store any data. That means it doesn't need any memory. And then how we can get the output? It's completely depends upon the present input. Just we denote the input with the small letter n and the output with the small letter m. If I am giving n input to my combinational circuit, it will produce m output. That is the logic. And also input can be named as excitation, and the output is also known as response. We have a diagram here for combination circuit. Mainly it have three parts. First part stands for arithmetic and logical functions, which will give you the applications like adders, subtractors, comparators, PLDs, etc. And in the case of data transmission, you're getting the facilities like multiplexers, demultiplexers, encoders and decoders, etc. Then in the case of chord converters, you are getting the facilities like binary, BCD and 7-segment. You can see this is again a block diagram. It is indicating that the combination circuit is getting n inputs and processing the data, and it will give you m outputs. So just imagine that you are getting some mark in your examination. After getting the mark in that particular papers, only you can find your percentage of a subject or of your full academic year. So simply like that, the n input means these are your marks. These are your marks. It may be of 5 subject marks, and if you are calculating its percentage, then it will be the output here. So we can say that M will be our percentage. Then we can discuss about adders. Mainly adders are coming under the category ALU, arithmetic and logical unit. So the first point is digital circuits that performs addition of binary bits. Binary bits are used to indicate the machine work. It is composed of two base system. Two base means only we need two values that are zeros and ones. Just we need to combine these zeros and ones in appropriately, and also we can use it in proper spaces to indicate the binary bits in a comfortable manner. And it is residing in the ALU part. Mainly we have two types of adders. First type is half adder and the second type is full adder. Okay, then let us go to the next point, half adder. It is a combinational logic circuit with two input. Just you have to note it down, just with the two inputs and two outputs. Two inputs and two outputs. Then what are they? Let us discuss. Here we are adding two single binary bits. Single binary bits or digits. Inputs are also known as augend and addend. Augend and addend. And we said that we have two outputs that are sum and carry. Sum and carry. Just you can see a diagram here. This is a diagram for half adder circuit. A and B, augend and addend, and it is processing some task inside these rectangle shaped diagram, and after that you will get an output. Not only one, you can get two output here. One stands for sum and the other one stands for carry out. This is the procedure. So we are going back to our point again. Mainly we have a limitation here. Here we can't add with carry because output depends on the present input only. Then we have the applications like computers, calculators and digital communication, etc. You can see the truth table here. We have two input here, A and B, and also two output here, sum and carry. In the case of the values, if I am giving A equal to 0, B equal to 0, nothing to add or nothing to find here. Simply it will be 0 for the space of sum and carry. Just coming to the next part, if I am giving the value A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, then it will add 0 plus 1. Then our sum will be 1 here. And we don't have any other one or any other value, so the carry will be 0 here. Then A equal to 1 and B equal to 0. Simply I am adding it 1 plus 0 and the sum will be 1 here, then carry will be 0. No doubt in this area. And now I am going to give A equal to 1 and B equal to 1. Here you can see the sum is equal to 0. I think you will be get confused in this area. Just imagine that we are not using the decimal. We are not using the decimal system here. We are using the binary system. So here only we have two values, 0 and 1. If I am adding 1 plus 1, it will give you the answer 1, 0. 1 plus 1 means it will be obviously 2. The particular binary bit for 2 will be 1, 0. In this case, 0 will be coming under the category of sum and the remaining part is 1, that is going under the category carry. Carry. Then we have the diagram here. A and B. We are inputting the values here, and the first gate is XOR gate. XOR gate. In this XOR gate, if you are using any one value as 1, then you can get the output as 1. Just imagine that I am giving A and B as 0, output will be 0. If I am giving A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, then its output will be 1 here. In the case of XOR, 0, 1 will give you the answer 1. And if I am giving A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, again you are getting the answer 1 here, because any of these add and or AND is coming as 1 here. So we are getting the answer 1 again. And for the fourth category, if I am giving the values A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1, then my answer will be 0 here, because in this area 2 values are coming 1. So it will be 0 here. Under the category sum, it will be 0. Then the next gate you can see is AND gate. AND gate. In the case of AND, we have to get 2 input as 1. Then only we can get the output 1. Just I'll brief it. If I am giving A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0, then my sum will be 0. If I am giving A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, again the answer will be 0. If I am giving A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, it is also 0. But if I am giving A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, then my sum will be 1 here. My sum will be true, because 2 states are 1s. So the answer will be 1 in this situation. So this is the diagram for half adder. This much for this session. We can talk about full adder in the coming session.